What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what the news is saying about the markets, when Jerome Powell is going to be giving his speech, and some new news about Tesla's raising prices again in China. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details and talk about Tesla stock, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. This offer ends in just 6 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. So, if you guys notice, I might be whispering in this video. It may sound like my audio is very low. That's because I'm still recording this at 5 in the morning. I don't want to wake up any loved ones, any neighbors, or any pets across the street or next to me. I just want to try to respect as many people as possible. So please bear with me. This is just a pre-market update video. And anyways, I want to talk about Tesla now and break down what's going on with it. Tesla's down over 1% right now in the pre-market, continuing to look relatively weak after we got more bearish news. And there's going to be a risk of downside later on because the market's trying to establish some more bearish signals. Now, the market could push a little higher temporarily. Yes, it can, but I wouldn't fully trust the moves to the upside. I still think we have a little bit more room to go on SPY and a couple of other tickers. But the reason I'm saying that is because of the signals we're seeing and some other factors I will be discussing in just a couple of minutes. But for now, let's talk about the news. Initial jobless claims came out at 217,000, aligning with the forecast, the consensus very close to expectations. And this is helping the market hold up. The market's also pumping as we're approaching Jerome Powell's speech at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in just a couple of hours, Powell is going to open his mouth and give a very big speech. It's going to be long. It's going to be very, very important, and he's going to be talking about the economy and monetary policy and etc. So we're going to be listening to what Powell has to say. This is going to cause the market to move, so you want to be very careful. We have some earnings coming out, such as Lee Auto and just a few others. So we're going to be watching to see how earnings look. And for other things going on in the markets, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq are on the longest winning streaks in 2 years. Disney's fourth quarter earnings topped expectations, but it came a bit short on revenue. And for that reason, it's going to plan on expanding the cost-cutting measures by an additional $2 billion. This is what we were expecting. The Hollywood actors strike might be over as of Thursday morning. They have come to a preliminary labor agreement, so we'll be watching to see how that affects them and these other theater companies and etc. ARM or ARM basically went public in September and had its first earnings beating expectations, but guidance was a little short of expectations, which is why it was down in the pre-market. So we're going to be watching that carefully. And that's it for now. That's like significant for the markets. So don't forget, guys, 2 p.m. we have Jerome Powell speaking today. He's going to be giving an actual long speech, and we'll see how that affects us. For Tesla, this news came out in the morning that Tesla is going to raise prices again in China. They're just slight increases for the Model 3 and the Model Ys, and this is going to affect them right now because many people are a little bit worried about Tesla's demand, especially in China, as their numbers are not the best. And this is going to, once again, affect their Model 3s and their Model Ys in China for the long range versions. So we'll be watching that very carefully. This is so far causing Tesla to drop a bit, but Tesla's very flat right now. So for Tesla, watch resistance at 220, 221. We have some minor resistance, 222.5. And then we also have this 225 area above that as resistance. And if we break that, watch 227 to 228. For support, you're going to be watching 218. If it loses that, watch 216.8, 215 to 214. And if we lose 214, you're going to turn very bearish. If we break 225, we turn more bullish. Right now, we're kind of stuck in this range going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I think that Tesla may continue to do so as it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. I think it's going to pop when we open, get close to like 222, come back down, and just trade sideways. For now, it might actually try to hold up a bit because of the market, but I just want to warn you all, with Jerome Powell giving his speech at 2 p.m., there's no telling what's going to happen. I think that there's a good chance that the market's in a topping process and there's eventually going to be downside in the future. Could take a few more days, could happen as soon as today. I don't truly know yet, but I believe it's going to happen soon. and this might drag Tesla down in the future. We might see Tesla break below 214 in the future over the next couple of days, if not a week or so from now. And I think that's based off what we're seeing on the charts. When we look at SPY, I'm going to break down something important. So I want to call out that unlike some other tickers out there, SPY is not looking the best. So it's pumping more, it's looking bullish, yes, and it's continuing to pump. But we have a triple bearish divergence on the 4-hour and also on the hourly time frames, which tells us that this thing could pop a bit more. It could push higher, but I wouldn't fully trust this move because we're likely going to get a rug pull soon, possibly thanks to Powell or possibly thanks to something else. I'm warning you guys about the rug pull, and I think that the top is likely near. So we're trying to get above 438. If we break this, we're going to likely push to 440. Could go up to 441 above that, which is where we have this trend line right here that connects these two resistance levels. So I think we're gonna end up topping between 440 and 442 if we do break above the 438 because we have tight resistance here. I think that we might pop a little bit more. We might rally a bit more, but then either thanks to Powell or something else, we're going to be coming right back down to 430 very, very soon. I think the market has downside coming. So look for a little pop and drop very soon. I think the upside is going to be limited. On the QQQ, we have the same thing developing. We also happen to have a triple bearish divergence on the hourly time frame. You can see it on the RSI right here. And the QQQ is approaching some more resistance. So we're going to be watching this 374 to 375 resistance. If we get above that, watch 377. My guts tells me somewhere around there it's going to be topping with the triple bearish divergence, and we have these gaps to fill below. Watch support at 372.5, 370, and then 368. It might pop a little bit higher, get very close to 375 or maybe higher than that. And then Powell could come in and cause a rug pull, or later on there could be a rug pull coming. Look for a pop and drop in the future. The drop may not happen today. It could happen today, but I don't know for sure. It depends on Powell, but it's likely going to happen in the near future. So look for a pop and drop. Nvda is approaching some tight resistance between 476 and 480. That's where we had this previous rejection in the past at this 476 area. I believe that Nvda, it could pop a little bit more. It depends on if we topped or not around 475 to 476. We could pop a bit more towards 480, then reject and start sinking to fill these gaps down to 465. Or if the top is in around 475, we could see it just start sinking immediately back down towards 465. Look for a pop and drop or a drop from here, so watch these levels. Make sure you watch resistance at 476, 479 to 480. And for support, watch 472, 470, 468, and then 465. I think it might pop and drop or drop from here, so watch it very carefully. For Apple stock, for Apple, I'm seeing something similar developing. We're likely in a topping process with this head and shoulders like pattern and a bearish divergence. Apple might pop a little bit more towards 183.5, if not 184. If we break that 185 as a possibility, somewhere at these levels, I think it's going to top. It pushes a little bit more and then breaks down back to this imbalance to fill this gap at 178. Or this could just be a head and shoulders, and it's just going to sink from here back down to 178. Either it pops a little bit and drops or just drops from here. That is what I'm anticipating for Apple. I think that it's going to drag the QQQ and SPY down soon. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for the markets, guys. We could go a little higher, especially on SPY before the market comes back down, or the market could just sink as soon as we open. It's all going to depend on Jerome Powell and other factors like that. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful. There's going to be a risk to the downside for Tesla as well, so watch your supports. And with that said, I thank you all so much. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again, and peace out.